What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. On the screen right now is the 4 games that I played, including the one that we played live yesterday. We've got 2 more 5-0s and a 5-3. Still managed to get almost 2,600 points on that 5-3. Squad battles, squad battles man. Squad battles is getting the interest of the community right now, I tell you. There's lots of comments about squad battles, about cheating and exploits and so on and so forth, and so we're going to try and get through some of that today. First and foremost, guys, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. I think you guys are awesome. There's a not even a 1%. It's like a 1% of the 1% that are just out for negativity and spitefulness, and I see those dudes in the comments, and we're not even going to give them the time of day. I'm not going to read the comments. I'm not going to address their bullshit. Just block them and moving on, because what we've got here is a community of people that I feel like are like me, that just want to learn, know and understand how the game works and how they can get the most out of it for themselves. And that's what I want out of Ultimate Team. I want to get the most out of Ultimate Team for me, because what I get then translates to you guys and I can make content on it, but I just generally enjoy it. So thank you guys for being awesome, and don't be scared to ask contentious questions. Don't be scared to call me out if you think that I'm doing something wrong or cheating or anything, because although I know I'm not, and I'm very confident in the fact that I'm playing entirely by the rules on my Road to Glory, on YouTube, on everything, if you do see something where you're like, hold on, this just doesn't feel right, just ask about it and I will happily happily show you everything you need to see, and we've got a few of that in here. However, first of all, foremost, regular commenter, you Latif says, wait, you're saying that Deadeye improves shots to the max, but Hunter does the same and adds pace instead of pass, which is much better. I don't understand you sometimes. And I think that's because you just decided to take from what I said what you wanted to say something like this. When you look at Rui Costa, who's what we're talking about, the Hunter Chem style, which I've always taken issue with for a while, and I do like to use Hunter when pace is super important for a player. But Rui Costa already has 88 sprint speed, which is actually quite fast, and I personally feel like the way FIFA is this year, I personally feel like it's unnecessary to have both strikers on obscene pace, because the game's a lot slower. The gameplay, the build-up play is a lot slower. You're able to actually build your team up, and although counter-attacks are quite important, like what you see here with Thierry Henry, it's not. This isn't the only way to score goals this year. So I don't think having both strikers on like obscene pace is necessarily that important at this stage in FIFA. There will be a point in time where team of the season, team of the year, loads of special cards around, every centre-back you come up against has got like 85, 90 pace with the chem style, and then it's going to be like, okay, I'm going to need to put a bit more pace on my team now. But for this current stage in FIFA, I don't think it's necessarily the most important thing. Now, the reason why I feel like Deadeye is better than Hunter in terms of shooting, well, I don't feel like it just is that they both offer plus 10 for positioning, they both offer plus 10 for shot power, they both offer plus 5 for long shots. Now, the reason why Hunter is a bit of a waste is because it gives 10 volleys and 15 penalties. Now, penalties are just ridiculous anyway. We all know penalties are broken in this game to a degree. You can shoot the right way, and sometimes your player will shoot a different angle. You can shoot the right way, and the goalkeeper will dive and save it no matter what. You can shoot the right way, the goalkeeper will dive the right way and won't save it no matter what. It doesn't seem to make any difference how big the penalties are. And for me personally anyway, Thierry Henry will always be taking my penalties, because I want to get him to 1,000 goals, so he'll be the guy taking pens, so that doesn't matter. And volleys in this game, when do you volley the ball? I rarely see volleys. The only time I really see volleys in this game is when I manipulate myself into a position to volley it using skill moves. For example, the back to goal flick up bicycle kick, or when I've got Paul Pogba using the JJ Okocha flick into a volley. Those sort of things, that's when volleys are used. But those are usually in games where it's like, this game is done and dusted. I've never been in a situation, ever, and I mean ever, in FIFA 18 or FIFA 17 in Foot Champs, where I've sat there and thought, my God, if this guy just had better volleys, I would have won that game. So volleys and penalties are just kind of like irrelevant stats. Then it comes down to finishing, which is, funnily enough, Rui Costa's weakest point in his shooting stats. With Hunter, it takes his finishing up by 10 to 85, but with Deadeye, it takes it up by 15 to 90. So he's actually a more clinical finisher with Deadeye than with Hunter. Then with passing, The reason why I love Deadeye again, you know, okay, so he doesn't get the pace boost of Hunter. He gets a more important, better shooting boost with Deadeye, but he also goes up to 99 free kick accuracy, which I do like because I don't have a good free kick taker in the team, or a 99 free kick taker in the team. He goes up to 93 vision, but the most important stat for me here is his 96 curve. So when he's taking corners or swinging free kicks, not shooting free kicks, or if he's crossing the ball, or when he's taking finesse shots, that curve is at the absolute max, barring the the 3 points missing, which I find is more important for Rui Costa than pace. So although you don't, you might be sitting there saying, oh, I don't understand why it's the same shooting, but you get pace and you want passing. It's actually because for me personally, it makes Rui Costa a far more usable card than just giving him pace and having that low finishing. And I tell you where I felt that. I did feel that this weekend league. There were quite a few times where Rui Costa was in behind and his 85 finishing left me high and dry. So I thought, you know what, let's try Deadeye on him. Let's pop that finishing up. It's only by 5 points more, but it's 5 points more, and we'll see how it goes. And you'll see straight away, I wonder if I can go back and find a screenshot of his goals to games after Foot Champs this week just gone. We'll see how many goals he scores. I think he had 70 games, 74 assists, and 33 goals or something. If anyone does have a screenshot and knows and remembers what video it's from and can tweet it to me, that'd be fantastic. Let's see what his next 70 games bring, because I feel like he's already scoring more goals than he was previously. So that's why I went for Deadeye. Tyler Stacey says, hey Nep, you say that this exploit on Ultimate Team is a game mechanic and anyone can use it if they so wish, but I wanted to ask, if it's only a game mechanic, then aren't all things in the game considered cheating in a way? So when you concede own goals to go to extra time, isn't that sort of the same thing as you do it to grind points out, the same as these people using the exploit in Ultimate? Great videos, do keep up the work. And yeah, you are absolutely right. And this is what, maybe I didn't come across well enough in the last video, maybe I didn't get my point across as good as I should have done. But this game, at its absolute core, FIFA, online, offline, at its absolute core, is who can manipulate the AI better, who can make best use of the exploits available to them to win the game. That's factual. That's how the game's played. In EA's terms of service, there is a section that says it's a bannable offence to use and utilise in-game exploits. But as you say, scoring own goals to generate more points is an exploit. You've exploited the game. You didn't earn the 5th goal or the 4th goal, so you scored 3 own goals to take it to extra time to get more time to score the goals. That is an exploit in a nutshell, and that's why I feel like it's going to be very difficult for EA to proceed with the issue here. The issue is getting out there. It is a red card glitch. It's basically a system where, and don't get me wrong, it's not easy to do. You can't just do it all of a sudden because you know how to do it. You still got to be good at FIFA, and you've still got to be. If you're able to beat the legendary AI consistently, you might have a chance of performing it on Ultimate, but you essentially are in a situation where you're forcing the AI to foul you to get red cards to make it easier to play against less men. And that is no different than fake shotting against legendary AI and makes the AI stand still. And it's no different to running down the line to get corners. And it's no different, as you say, scoring own goals to take it to extra time to be able to generate more points. Those are all exploits. The low-driven shot that I just scored there with Thierry Henry, that's an exploit because you can't save it. The goalkeeper doesn't have a save animation to stop it from going in. So yeah, at the basic principle level of this game, everything is exploitable, and people exploit everything to their advantage. It's how the game works. I don't know. First of all, I don't know how EA are going to move forwards with this. I don't know how they can sit there and say this needs to change, but at the same time, it is an exploit. It's weird, isn't it? Because this is a bigger exploit than just scoring some own goals to be able to score some more goals. This is manipulating the AI to give yourself an unfair advantage against the AI. When you score own goals, you're not giving yourself an unfair advantage against the AI. You're actually giving yourself an unfair advantage against yourself. If let's say you're 3-0 up in the 85th minute, and you think, well, damn, I'm not going to be able to get these goals out of here. Let me score 3 own goals. You've actually given yourself a disadvantage. You've lost a clean sheet. You now potentially could go to extra time and lose. You've not given the AI an unfair advantage. It's a tricky one. Me personally, my instinct, my gut feeling is that this isn't a bannable offence this is no more or less of an exploit than other things that happen in the game. And I don't think EA can patch it, because how can you patch the AI from tackling people? You can't be like, oh, you can only play Ultimate if you don't let the AI tackle you. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be very, very tricky for EA, this one. Very tricky. And it will be interesting to see how it unfolds. And it's already becoming more popular. There's already another couple of people on the PlayStation leaderboards, at least. I don't know about the Xbox leaderboards, but there's already a couple of people on the PlayStation leaderboards that are using this exploit. In fact, one of them is a viewer of mine, and he messaged me saying he's been testing it out for the last few days. He said it's not easy still. He said it's not easy. It's, you've still got to be good enough. Like, even if you get the AI down to 9 men or 8 men, when you're playing against them on ultimate difficulty, it's tough, man. It is tough. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not using it myself personally at this current stage. If I'm still able to get top 20, specifically top 10, if I can get top 10 without using this exploit, I will carry on just playing on Legendary. And the reason why is because I don't want to become accustomed to playing on Ultimate and using this exploit to my advantage if EA are actually going to do something to remove or replace or impact it, right? So I'd rather just keep getting top 20, maybe top 10, and go from there. Now, we did pack Andres Iniesta from our marquee matchups, guys, which was awesome. I sold him straight away, got those coins in the bank. Very happy with that. A very nice marquee matchups for me here today. Didn't cost me much at all. We didn't make much at all either off of player sales, because there wasn't really much use for bronze cards. So I did sell some of the off-nation, some of the Moroccans and Croatians that I had available. But just generally speaking, we didn't make much in terms of selling players today. But we did make 32 or so thousand off of Andres Iniesta, so I was super happy with that. So yeah, Tyler, it's a great question, and I will be interested to see what EA do going forwards. That's where I'll leave it on this one. I am very, very intrigued. Austin Keat says, hey Nep, why do you wear a headset when you play FIFA? Just wondering. Well, usually I wear a headset so I can hear the audio coming from my computer. If I've got a stream on or songs like when I was playing FIFA yesterday, the reason why I had a headset on is because if I had the speaker on, you would have heard everything coming back through the sound system and back into the microphone. It would have created an awful audio effect. You would have heard the gameplay coming back through the microphone. You probably would have heard my voice coming back through the speaker and back into the microphone. You would have heard, if I had Spotify on in the background, what I was listening to, you would have heard that coming back through the microphone, and it would have just generally been a horrendous audio experience. Isaac says, hey Nepo, will you do the Allsvenskan Player of the Year? I think it would be a great super sub for the price. PS, best road to glory on YouTube. Well, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. And yeah, I think I'm going to do him. I did say to you guys last year, and I have kept my word to that I'm not going to get caught up in the player SBCs this year. We didn't do Kane, we didn't do Mane. We've only done one of the Icon SBCs. We haven't done any of the League SBCs yet. I've really done well to not get caught up in these. But this Allsvenskan Player of the Year, it's a good card. It's an aesthetically pleasing card. It looks like a good card as well. And it's super cheap. So for the sake of like 18,000 coins or so, yeah, I might do it. Because I'm making so many coins per week at the moment, somewhere around 500,000 coins per week I'm making through squad battles and foot champs, that to give up like sort of 18, 20,000 coins, I'm totally okay with that. I think we can splash out on the player of the year. I don't think I'll use him much, even as an impact sub. I probably won't really use him, but he'll be a nice one to have in the club until the very end. So yeah, we'll do that. PreZez, this one's probably going to take up the rest of the video. So PreZez says, Nep, can the exploit also be done on Legendary or only Ultimate? And before I read the rest of his comment and get into that section, let me answer the first question. Yes, it can be done on Legendary, but it's pointless because it's already easy enough for people that can beat Legendary to beat Legendary without having to use this. What the exploit is, it is time consuming and it's risky, because if the AI don't press you hard enough and if they don't foul you enough, you won't get the red cards and you'll just end up wasting time. It's so much easier to get 5 goals and a clean sheet against the AI on Legendary and get max points that way than having to force to get them red cards where you might end up conceding and not having enough time to score all the goals. So it is, I don't know, I've never tried it on a Legendary. It might be to the point where the AI aren't aggressive enough on Legendary. In fact, if anyone's got any information to let us know whether or not it can be done on Legendary, that would be interesting. But the AI is super aggressive on Ultimate, which is why it works. So I would assume it could be done on Legendary, but I don't specifically know. He then continues to say, also, how can we know you're not cheating if you don't show us all of the gameplay? I mean, I literally showed you the gameplay yesterday's video. I showed you how I do it. I showed you how I manipulate the AI, how I get the corners, the shots, the possession, and the goals. I showed it all. I'll continue. It says, your average is currently 2,730 or thereabouts, and it's very hard to believe you're keeping this average, as if the AI scores a goal, points total goes under 2,600 no matter what. Again, to correct you, points don't go under 2,600 no matter what, even if you concede. And I'll show proof of that. Well, I'll guide you to proof of that in a second. If you find it hard to believe that I'm keeping this average score, that's too bad for you. We're only a few games in. You know, when at the time you would have seen that, I'm only like 5 or 6 or 7 games in or something. For the video you're talking about, I've only played altogether 13 games now. And my average has come down because my set 3 was actually a bad set. I only kept 2 clean sheets, and I didn't score 5 goals in one of the games. Now, to show you exactly what is wrong with regards to what you're saying, if you go to my Twitter account, twitter.com/NepentheZ, and go to the media section and just scroll down to November the 7th. That is when the first set for me came up. I got 4 clean sheets, 3 5-0s and 1 8-0. I got 27-25, 28-26, 28-55 and 28-76. So a huge amount of points. All of those points above my average that I'm currently sat on. My second set of games wasn't quite successful. Not only did I not keep a clean sheet in one of the games, but I didn't get maximum points in 2 of the games, even though I got a 5-0. So I got 5-0 but got 27-48 points, and I got a 5-0 and got 27-35 points. And the reason why I didn't get so many points is because they were low-rated, low-chem teams, so the multiplier wasn't as good. I then got 28-53 and then 25-95 with 5 goals scored and 3 goals conceded. And that's proof in itself that you can get over 2,600 points by conceding a goal, because if I'd only conceded 1 goal, I would have had about 80 to 90 points more. It would have been nearly 2,700 points if I'd only conceded 1 goal. Next, if you look at my current set, which I think, did we see, I don't know if we saw that at the start of this episode, or if we're going to see this at the end of this episode, but I got 5-0 and got 27-27. I got 5-1 and got 25-48. I got 5-1 again and got 25-97, again getting up to that 2,600 point mark, and I didn't get enough corners or shots on that one. And I got a 4-0, and on that 4-0 I got 2,627, so I actually got a really good return, even though I didn't score the 5th goal. So that was a bad set for me. That reduced my general average. Also, in terms of showing all the gameplay, I'm not going to show all the Squad Battles gameplay in videos, because it's boring as hell. You know, I'm not going to show 4 games per day every day of offline gameplay. If you want to see an entire set of my games live, I played an entire set on stream. Go to my stream called Top 100 Squad Battles Champ. It's from 5 days ago, so it's from the 3rd of November. If you skip to 2 hours, 3 minutes and 18 seconds, it's the end of the set that I played. I got 6-0, 6-0, 5-1 and 6-0. I got 27-86, 26-89, 26-09 and 28-70. So I nearly got 2,900 points on the last game. You can watch that entire stream, and I play all 4 games completely live, completely unedited, showing everything that I did and exactly how I manipulated the AI. So if you don't believe me, that's on you. You know what I mean? I've shown more than enough times how easy it is for me personally to beat Legendary, and for how easy it is for me personally to get maximum points. I don't need to use the red card exploit to get points on Legendary. If I was to do it on Ultimate, there's actually some games on Ultimate where I wouldn't have even needed to use it. But yeah, on Ultimate, if you want consistent points, consistent wins, you're going to have to use the exploit if you want to get it every single time. And we'll see over the next few weeks how many more people start using it. It's going to be interesting, and that will be interesting for me to see then what EA do, because if, let's say, 30 or 40 people start using it, and it starts pushing me out of top 20 or even top 50 rewards, that's when I'll start using it, because it'll be a situation where it's, okay, EA clearly aren't doing anything about this yet, or as I say, maybe they can't do anything about it because all they're doing is manipulating the AI into their favor, no different to any other thing that goes on. That's when I'll start saying, okay, let me master this as well now. Let me get myself back into top 10 by using this too. But it's tedious and it's boring and it's stressful, and I don't want to have to do it. So whilst I can get top 10, top 20 on Legendary, I'll continue to play on Legendary. So yeah, I mean, I've shown more than enough gameplay. Again, if you want to see it, I show everything on Twitter to show people that I'm winning these games on Legendary and by the scores I'm saying I'm winning them by. I've shown a full set of gameplay on Twitch. I've shown more than enough gameplay on YouTube, and if you want to see another game, another full game, another live game, I'll show another game. It doesn't really bother me. I can do it. I'll get 5 goals, and a clean sheet. At this stage, probably about 3 out of every 4 games. So I'm happy with that. No problem at all. There is a couple of other questions, a couple of other comments that I had, but we have run out of time, unfortunately. So I will save these for the next video again, because they're both really, really interesting comments that I definitely want to talk about. So let me favourite both of those, and we'll use those as the first comments for tomorrow's episode. But yeah, bottom line is, dudes, it's on you whether or not you choose to believe me or not. We had something situation last year where I can't even remember what it was for. It might have even been FIFA 16, not FIFA 17, where people were accusing me of cheating. And I will show you anything and everything you need to see. And if you still are like, oh, but what if you're still cheating? At that point, just stop watching my videos. If you're coming to my videos under the impression that you think I'm cheating, or you think something's going on that's wrong or whatever, and you've asked and it's been answered, and you're still sitting there spreading the propaganda that, oh, he's cheating, there's no way he can do this, please just stop watching my videos. I've done everything I can to show you everything, and I give you everything. I explain to you everything. I explain to you how to beat Legendary on AI, and that's to the detriment of me, because if I didn't explain exactly how to get all the corners and exactly how the shots work, and if I didn't put that post on Reddit that showed people exactly how all of the point system work in Legendary, it would have been better for me, because I'd have less competition, because there's probably 1 or 2 people that I've explained the situation to that are now getting ahead of me in the top 100 leaderboards. So I'm showing you everything, dudes. You know what I mean? I'm showing you absolutely everything. And if you still don't believe that, if you still don't take that as good enough, find a different series to watch, because this one clearly isn't for you. This, though, dudes, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.